Hello, hello, beautiful souls. How's everyone doing? I got some new glasses. Bargain, too. So exciting. Today, I want to talk about codependency and letting go. And coming back to yourself and feeling whole just with you. So I watch a lot of Aaron Dottie on YouTube and Facebook. I found him a few years ago, and I really, really enjoy watching him talk. And a lot of the things that he talks about is letting go. And I just want to add to some of the things that he says. I'm not like disqualifying him or anything, but I've had some experiences recently that have shaped kind of the way I think about what he says. So, without further ado, he says letting go is not actually hard, which to an extent I agree with. Basically, what his story is that letting go is only hard if you're telling yourself a story that it's hard to let go. Like if you've identified with the thing that you're trying to let go, it's like letting go of part of yourself. And I agree with that. I agree with everything, pretty much, in regards to this that he says. However, when you're stuck in codependent patterns, you have a tendency to identify with things that are not you. I know for me, whenever I left my home at 18, I was really scared to be out in the world alone. Like, there was a lot of fear put into me about, like, I guess men, really. Men are evil, men are bad, men are disgusting pigs. Like, that's the story I was told by my parents. And it furthers with my husband. Like, he also claims these things to be true. And it came to a point, I have 2 sons, and it's like, I don't want to believe that they're going to grow up and be like these bad, awful beings. Like, I don't believe that all men are evil, It's not a thought or a story I would like to continue with. But anyway, so yeah, that's where it starts, is like not feeling safe to be out alone, not feeling like you belong out in the world alone. I still struggle, like, going out to eat on my own. Like, it's just all this anxiety inside of me. But yeah, he says that letting go is easy. It's like you pick something up and you say, let it go, and you let it go. Like, that's it. That's all you got to do. Now, if you're telling yourself a story about this, like, oh, my dad gave this to me before he died and told me to keep it with me forever and whatever, then it's harder to let it go. So it's that story you replay in your head that makes it hard to let go. But anyway, so here's my experience. I was in the shower, and whenever I'm washing my hair, some hair comes out, and I'm in the shower, and I'm like trying to let this hair go. And no matter how hard I try to let the hair go, it is stuck to me. And to me, that is what it feels like, at least initially, when you're trying to break out of a codependent pattern of letting go. It's like you want to let it go. You want it to be off of you so that you can have your space and be a separate human. But it's stuck to you. And it takes a lot of, pulling it from one hand to the other, from one hand to the other. And ultimately what it is that you kind of need to be dry for it to let go of you. So, how do we dry ourselves off? That's the thing with these codependent patterns. And my answer to that is you have to go out and try and be on your own. Go out to a restaurant and eat on your own. Whenever I was first starting to break out of my pattern, I would go to the beach without anybody. And it's so scary at first, but you have to do these things. Like, even if it's just like a walk, around your neighborhood, or a drive somewhere alone. You do that and notice the feelings that are coming up. And then you question them, like, where is this coming from? And what is this story that I'm telling myself that's creating this feeling? So, like, in March, I went to visit my best friend in Melbourne. And, I've been going out on my own for years now, and I still notice these remnants of codependency in myself. So as I was driving there, I'm like, why do I feel this way? The guilt, the anxiety, like I'm doing something wrong. And I notice these feelings, and I allow them. Like, it makes sense that you feel this way. You were raised in a way that you were protected and guarded. And, a lot of the stories in just mainstream news is like women shouldn't be alone, like whatever. It may not be exactly what they say, but that's the implications. So I noticed these feelings inside of me going down to see her, and it's like, I know I wanted to go see her. I know I'm not doing anything wrong. I know I'm perfectly capable of maneuvering a vehicle in a safe manner, So there's nothing wrong with me wanting to go see her and have this fun experience for my kids on spring break. But I still felt anxious, guilty. So I went in, felt it, allowed it to be there, validated it. And then I asked, where's it coming from? It comes from all these other stories throughout my life. And of course, if you live away for 35 years and then you try and switch it, it's going to feel uncomfortable and weird. It gets better though, the more and more you do it. It's like the first time I left and went to the beach, I was like pretty much shaking the whole way. And I didn't enjoy myself whenever I was there because it was like so much guilt and angst and unsafety in my body. But then the next time I did it, it felt a little better, And then the next time, we're like years after this now, whenever I went to see my friend in March. And it's just a little bit there. So sitting with it, feeling it, figuring out the story that's creating the tense emotions, and then really just giving myself the permission. You're allowed to do that, give yourself permission. Giving myself safety, giving myself credit. Like, I am a good driver and I do make good decisions. And and it was like maybe a 10 or 15 minute part of the trip at the beginning. And after I gave myself the safety, gave myself the permission, it ended up being a fantastic trip. A lot of the times though, whenever you're first stepping out, like I've been to 5 different Rockvilles now since 2020. If you don't know what Rockville is, it's this huge concert in Daytona Beach for 4 days. And like, I love it. I love being out there. It's so freeing. The music, you can like feel it in your heart, and it's just a magical time. But when I went in 2020, I hadn't been to a concert in like 10 years, maybe 15. I guess it was 10 years because my oldest would have been 10. So yeah, I stopped going once I had kids, pretty much. So I went, and of course it was 2020, so the fear and the anxiety was super heightened then anyway. I guess it would have been 2021, technically, but they were doing it to replace the show of 2020 that got canceled. Anyway, that first show, I don't think, I was there and I can remember it being awesome, but in the moment, I was so full of guilt and angst, oh, what kind of mother leaves her kids to go watch a concert for 4 days? My kids were safe. They're with their dad. Everything is fine, right? This is allowed. You're allowed to go and enjoy yourself. But I didn't. Really, I enjoyed myself as much as I could. And it's definitely something I wanted to do. But I see this a lot on Facebook and my groups, especially in sober groups. Why am I not able to enjoy the things that I used to enjoy? Which is also a depression sign or whatever. It's part of the codependency though. You're gonna have to go out and do things that you think you're gonna enjoy or you want to enjoy. And they may not be enjoyable for a little while until you can process the feelings that are happening, that guilt, that shame, that angst, that unsafety. If you don't feel safe on your own, anywhere you go on your own is not going to be enjoyable because you don't feel safe. So to learn how to give yourself that safety is key. Moving on from that first Rockville, then we went again in 2022. And it was a little better, but it was still pretty close to the first one where, I was there and trying to enjoy it, but it's why am I not enjoying this? I should be super excited and happy. So yeah, I'm just saying this, for the people who want to enjoy things, but are still kind of breaking through that codependent thing, just keep going out. Every time you go out, assess how you're feeling, feel it, allow it, validate it. It belongs there because it's there, okay? And it didn't get there just by magic. It was years and years and years of conditioning and stuff like that. So you can start to detangle all of that. And as you realize the stories that are playing in your head, creating these emotions that are not preferred, you can prove these stories as untrue. They start to clear. And you can give yourself the attention, the permission, the safety, the wholeness. You are a whole human on your own without anybody else. Everybody is. But we say things oh, you complete me. My life is not complete without you. And that's giving your wholeness, your power to somebody else. And that's not healthy. You're two whole people that come together. It's not you're my other half. That's not healthy. You need to be okay. What if they die? That's really what I got to with mine. I put myself in that situation. How will I be okay if my husband dies? Not that, I don't want that to happen. But I play all kinds of stuff in my head. And I need to be okay in any situation. So really that's where my journey started, was I realized that I was super dependent on him for my emotional okayness. If he wasn't around, then I wasn't okay. And, I have a life too, and I want to live it. And I wanted to do different things than what he does all the time that he may not want to do. So, growing out of this has been such a journey. It's been really hard at times. And I understand why people don't go out, because it's like nerve-wracking, But yeah, if you feel like trying to let go of the person you're dependent on or the substance you're dependent on, this could be for alcohol too, or drugs or whatever. Like, it's not as easy as just letting go. It's more like the hair in the shower that's stuck to you and you're flailing trying to get it off and it still don't come off. So you have to dry off and then it will come off. So the drying off process is, clearing all these stories. It's not just one story either. It's like hundreds, at least in my case. And just really looking at it, questioning it. Is it true? Like, am I a danger to society whenever I'm out and about on my own? No, I'm not. I'm actually quite beneficial. And just changing these stories, giving yourself the safety and the permission over and over and over again. And I'm proud to say that I went to Rockville this year, 2025, 4 years later, and I didn't have any of that. Like, I didn't feel guilt for being there. I didn't feel anxiety. It was just, I was super present, and it was an amazing experience. And I'm so excited to continue this journey and start living and feeling alive, like, on my own. I hope this helps. Love you guys. Bye.